Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jeannie with On the Hook Crochet, where we talk about wearable crochet style. And let's find out what's on the hook today. On the hook today are 3 summer sweaters that I'm working on all at one time. I know that's crazy, but I can actually, I'm kind of a multitasker, so I enjoy working on different things together at the same time. So I do a few rows of one thing and a few rows of another, and then the next day I may change it up. So it keeps life interesting. Then you can take your time and just enjoy crocheting along, you know, for a little while on each project. So I wanted to show you what I am working on today. Also, I'm wearing, and some of you have asked me, what are you wearing? So I'm going to tell you. This is my green sweater that I made when I first started my YouTube channel. And I made this sweater and I really like it. It was made, I don't even know the yarn type. I'll try to remember and put it down in the description box. But it was long sleeves, and today, since it's a little bit warm, I've got them rolled up in a wide, I've got them rolled up in a wide band, and they look kind of nice. They're not, you know, all down onto my hands where I can stay warm. I don't need to stay warm today. And then underneath, I've got a turquoise tank that kind of picks this color up. And again, I'm looking at the camera and it doesn't look like it matches, but actually it looks better in person. I don't know why the camera's not picking that up. But this is kind of a turquoise color here, and so I've matched that up a little bit. And I found some turquoise earrings in my jewelry box, which I forgot I had. I mean, they're not expensive. They have a little turquoise ball right there. And then some sand dollars, which kind of reminds me of summertime. So I put those on and I'm ready to go. But this is what the sweater looks like. Y'all have seen it before, but with the sleeves rolled up, it's very comfortable. It's not hot. And I'm just wearing it with blue jeans, as I usually do, wear everything with jeans, because they're comfortable. And nowadays they put stretch in them, so you don't have to be bound up, you know, when you put on a pair of jeans. So that's what I'm wearing. I just wanted to tell you all that. And I'll try to remember to put the link to the video down in the description box where I described making this sweater. Sorry, I hit the microphone. Where I described making the sweater. So first of all, let me show you my summer sweater that I'm working on. And you know what is so weird is these colors are very much like these colors. So I guess I've given myself away as what colors I love for summer. But this is my summer picnic time sweater, and I've gotten pretty far on it. And what happened was, that's a phrase I took from Seta. What had happened was I finished most of the sweater. I have the sleeves in it. I put the sleeves in on both sides, and I'm very pleased with how they turned out. But the sleeves aren't quite long enough, so I've added 2 rows. Right here you can see it, right there. I've added a row of a double crochet with a chain, skip a stitch, kind of a lace pattern. Nothing hard to do at all, but it adds a little bit of length to the sleeve, but doesn't make them heavy. So that's what I'm going to do on the other side. I haven't started on this side yet, and that won't take me very long at all to finish that. And then when I tried the sweater on, I realized that the neck was way too big. And the reason it was is that it came way out here, and it was almost like an off-the-shoulder sweater. And, you know, if you're going for that look, great, but I was not going for that look. So I added, and this is how I fixed the pattern, and I haven't, of course, written it down or anything, so don't ask me yet for it. I'm not ready. But this is how you design a pattern. You make something and then you adjust it until you get it just right. And then you have to make the whole thing again to be sure it gels together. And then you have to add sizes. And then you have to decide what size yarn to tell people to use and what size hook, and all that enters into pattern design. I realize that. I've looked at patterns for a long time. So I guess that's how you do it. Anyway, I wanted to show you what I did with the neck. And if this ever happens to you and you've made something and the neck's too big, you just add more rows. And what I did was I added a row of, I don't know if you can see that, a row of single crochet around the edge. All right, I started with that. And then on the shoulders, I don't know if you can see this either. See that kind of a V-shaped area? I started on either side of the shoulder seam, which is right there, about, I don't know, 10 or 12 stitches, and I did a couple of slip stitches, then a couple of single crochets, a couple of half doubles, and a couple of doubles. And that's where these are coming from, right there in the middle. I mean, it looks like I have 3 in there. And then back down to the slip stitch in this corner. So I brought the shoulders up, and I don't have this, obviously I have not tried it on for you guys, but for you ladies, but this is how it brought the shoulder up. The shoulder was originally right there, and it was just too short. So I added this little V area on, and it brought the shoulder way up. You see that? It brought the shoulder up toward my neck. And that was what I was most comfortable with. And then the front is still scooped a little bit in the front, and I didn't do anything with that. Then when I looked at it, I decided that the back was too low. So I thought, I'm going to add on to the back. So I did the same thing with the back. I started right about here, and this is the back of the sweater, and I crocheted up several rows and tried to blend them in over here on the sides. And then the V starts over here. So when I redesign the pattern, I will probably just add rows and increases here and there to make it fit better. That's another thing that I need to do. And then the sweater is too short for me. I don't think it's long enough. It's just a little, see, there's the underarm. It's just a little bit short. So I'm going to add some of the same stitch that I used on the sleeve here. See that last stitch, those 2 rows. I'm going to add some of that at the bottom. I might put 4 or 5 rows of that around here until I get it the length that I want it. And I'll try it on, and if it's the right length, then I'll stop. And at that point, I'll probably have the pattern closer to, you know, being able to write it down, and I'll test it. So, and a couple of y'all have offered to test patterns for me. What a sweet thing to do. Oh my goodness. I'm excited about that. But anyway, that's where I'm going with this sweater. And this is made from the Cotton Supreme Splash. It's hard to read because of that label, obviously. I already said that once before. The color is Melon, and I got this from Love Knitting. And I had to order a couple more balls just to make sure I didn't run out. And this is a number 4 yarn. So I'm not making this sweater again, this one that I talked about. I'm not going to be making it in a number 4. I'll be making it in a DK weight because this is just too heavy. But I like it. It's nice, but it's a good first round, but I'll be improving on that quite a bit. And I am using a J hook with that, so just so you'll know. Another sweater that I have that I am designing, and I'm really excited about this one because it is DK, and it's done in double crochet. I just had to check that for a second. And it's done in the Cotton on Denim James Brett. Let me get it back here so you can see it. This is the James Brett Cotton on Denim DK weight yarn. And I love it dearly. I've grown to love this rose color, and the color is CO23. Anyway, that's the color. And this is what I have done so far. Now, it's quite beautiful. I love the way that the colors mesh into each other. They're a tiny bit stripy. The white is a little bit stripy, but honestly, it blends in so well over here where it starts to turn pink again that it's not upsetting to me. I don't really like stripy things, and I do make them, but I was hoping not to have that in this sweater. So I'm doing pretty well with it. I like it. I like the way it's draping. See how it flops around? You want it to do that, especially in a summer sweater, because you want it to be nice and cool and be able to get air through it and underneath it. So this is how much I've done, and it's taken me 1 ball to finish this, and it's probably 3, 6, 9, 20, probably about 20 rows here. I've got about 20 rows done, and this is how much I have left off the first ball. So this DK goes a long way. I mean, this is the back of the sweater, and it's probably 2/3 done already. So I wanted to show you the progress on that. I'm really excited about that. I'll have to get that one written down like I did the other summer sweater, but it's also made with a J, my favorite hook, but it's awesome. The J hook is just awesome. Now, moving along, I have my 3rd sweater that I'm working on feverishly. Is my, let's see what the name of it is, I'm sorry. Crochet Sweater and Snood. I think y'all remember that if you've been watching my video channel. There it is. It's a very open mesh sweater with a scoop neck, elbow length sleeves, and it's kind of short. It's not, you know, extremely long, but there's the back, and it comes up kind of high in the back, which I really like. And then you can make the snood, which is a very long infinity scarf made from the same yarn that you make the sweater from. So I've grown to love this pattern. It's very easy to do, and it's done in treble crochet, which I'm going to be using in some of my pattern designs. I'm excited about that because it's underutilized, and it really adds a lot to a fabric. In fact, it doesn't add a lot, it takes away because there's a lot of air between the trebles. You can make it that way anyway. And they're tall, so you can move fast, and that's one of the things I like to do is move fast through a pattern. But anyway, here's what I have made up. And not a whole lot more than I showed you the last time, but I really love the way the colors are looking in this. They blend in very beautifully, and there's a little bit of yellow in it, which I really like. And I'll probably be wearing my yellow tank top underneath this. This is, it's really more yellow than chartreuse. I thought it was chartreuse at first, but it's got a tiny bit of green in it, so I guess that would put it in that category. But I really love the way this looks. I can't wait. And I'm working on it every day now. And with my other two sweaters, I'm trying to spend my time equally among the three. So hopefully I can get that done. This is also made with a G hook. It's kind of small, but that's okay. It's small yarn. And the yarn is the Tweedy, which is a cotton and acrylic, mostly acrylic actually. It's got a little bit of a halo on it, but it's kind of cute. I really like it because the tweed makes the colors blend together better than a stripy yarn. So I really like the way that's turned out. So join me next time to find out what's on the hook.